If you think Singapore's story begins with skyscrapers and shopping malls, think again. This island's history is a tale of kings and conquerors, pirates and merchants, a forgotten city beneath the jungle, and a rise so dramatic it almost feels like a miracle. Today, we uncover the real history of Singapore and the secrets the city doesn't always tell. Early beginnings. Long before it was called Singapore, this island had another name, Temasek, meaning sea town. It was a small but strategic trading post, visited by Chinese merchants as early as the 14th century. Temasek was part of a vast network of maritime trade, connecting China, India, the Malay archipelago, and beyond. But with opportunity came danger. The waters were swarming with pirates, and empires fought for control of this precious crossroads. The legend of the lion. One of Singapore's most famous stories comes from a Sumatran prince named Sang Nila Utama. According to legend, in the late 13th century, he landed on Temasek's shores. There, he saw a strange animal, golden in color, strong in build. Locals told him it was a lion. Inspired, he renamed the island Singapura, the Lion City. Historians debate if lions ever lived here. Some say it was a tiger. But fact or myth, the lion became Singapore's eternal symbol, the rise and fall. By the 14th century, Singapura grew into a bustling port under the rule of the Malay kings. Its markets overflowed with goods, silk from China, spices from the Malay Islands, precious stones from India. But its prosperity caught the eye of powerful neighbors. In 1398, an invasion, possibly by the Majapahit Empire, brought the kingdom to its knees. The thriving city faded into obscurity, swallowed by time and jungle. A forgotten island. For centuries, Singapore was little more than a fishing village, its grand past almost forgotten. Yet its location, at the gateway between the Indian Ocean and the South China Sea, meant it would not remain quiet forever. Empires rose and fell around it. The Portuguese in Malacca, the Dutch in the East Indies. Still, the island waited for the moment history would call its name again. The British arrived. That moment came in 1819, when Sir Stamford Raffles of the British East India Company stepped ashore. He saw what others overlooked: a natural harbor, a perfect midpoint for trade, and a chance to break Dutch dominance in the region. Raffles struck a deal with local rulers, establishing Singapore as a free port. Within months, ships from all over Asia crowded its harbor, and the sleepy village transformed into one of the busiest ports in the world. Trials of war. But history would test Singapore again. In World War II, the island fell to the Japanese in 1942 after a brutal siege. The event shocked the British Empire. Singapore had been called an impregnable fortress, yet it fell in just days. The years of occupation were harsh, leaving scars that would never be forgotten. The road to independence. After the war, Singapore returned to British hands, but the winds of change were blowing. In 1963, Singapore joined the Federation of Malaysia, only to be expelled 2 years later in 1965. It was a painful moment. Singapore was suddenly a tiny nation with no natural resources, no army, and uncertain allies. Many thought it would fail. The miracle city. But Singapore proved the world wrong. Under the leadership of Kuan Yew, it transformed from a struggling port into a global powerhouse. Skyscrapers rose, industries flourished, and the city became a hub for finance, technology, and culture. From fishermen's huts to one of the most advanced nations on Earth, it was nothing short of a miracle. The mysteries that remain. And yet, beneath the glass towers and bustling streets, the whispers of old Singapore remain. Legends of the Lion City still echo. Archaeologists continue to find traces of its forgotten kingdoms, pottery shards, ancient coins, even the remnants of city walls hidden under modern streets. Singapore may seem like a city of the future, but its past still shapes its soul. So, the next time you walk by the Marina Bay Sands or stroll through Chinatown, remember, every step is on ground where kings ruled, traders bargained, and battles were fought. Singapore's story is not just about progress. It's about survival, resilience, and the magic of a small island that refused to be forgotten. If you enjoyed this journey through time, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Because history is full of secrets, and together, we'll uncover them one by one.